Hi, I'm Ophie. I grew up in China, lived in Australia and United States before. If you're someone who consider to move to any of these three countries, or you're just curious how the three countries are different from each other, keep watching. Choosing a place to live is a very important life decision. And I had a videos comparing the three countries, and someone gave me a great suggestion on some topic I can further discuss. And in today's video, I will talk about this topic comparing the three countries based on my personal experiences. Let's first talk about how the food or food quality, food safety are different among China, US, and Australia. For China, the major advantage of Chinese food is its diversity. So because it has a huge population, it has 8 regional cuisines, and every cuisine is very different from each other. For example, this area, they're known for the light noodle soup. This area, they're known for the super spicy hot pot. And this area, they're known for the sweet, more mild flavors food. Anyways, so no matter what your taste is, you always can find something you like in China. And this food safety in China is overall strict. However, you do need to be conscious about the hygiene standard of a lot of street food in China. Australian food definitely has less diversity compared to China because it doesn't have a huge population and most people live in the major cities. However, the food ingredient in Australia is so good, always so fresh and tasty. Oh my god, the sushi, the steak, seafood, and burgers I got in Australia was so tasty. I just love Australian food. And major cities like Sydney and Melbourne, they also have more option of cultural cuisines because of the increasing immigrants populations. So I love Australian food, and the food safety there is in general pretty good, pretty strict. Okay, now what about United States? Well, United States has strict rules for food safety in general, and US has a high diversity of food options because of high population, especially immigrants population. And some popular chefs around the world, they came to United States to open up their restaurant. So I would say a lot of Americans living in the major cities, they have access to very good global food without the need to travel too much. And I also noticed that the food portion in United States are usually bigger than the one in Australia and China. In terms of the food ingredients, I think it really depends on if you're going to a low-end restaurant or a high-end restaurant. So it varies among the restaurants. And another interesting pattern I noticed is the access to the type of food in rich and poor areas could be very different in United States. For example, in the low income areas, you will see a lot of like fast food options. And if you go to the high income areas, you'll see a lot more healthy food options. And the distance between the rich and the poor area might just be a 20 minutes driving. So this is an interesting pattern I noticed living in United States. So how's people manner different among China, Australia, and United States? Well, I want to make it clear that there's always rude and polite people everywhere. It doesn't matter about their nationality. I'll just talk about what I've noticed based on my personal experiences. So in China, well, I think people's manners are directly correlated to a country's economic status and its educational systems. And over 50 years ago, China was still a developing poor country, so people place more emphasis on earning money and survival instead of people manner. So I noticed that some older generations in China, I'm not saying everyone, but they do have some people manners issue, and but as China's economic grows and rapidly develop in the past 50 years, I see people are placing more and more importance on people manner, and I can tell that the younger generation, they're doing a lot better now in these areas. Despite some people manners issues, and Chinese people are actually very friendly, especially towards foreigner, and they like peace, they don't like conflict, so in general they're very gentle too. Don't be afraid to make friends with Chinese, they're actually very friendly, they want to make friends with you. For Australia, as a Commonwealth country, still keeps a lot of the formal British standard for manner, and I think out of the three countries, the expectation for manner is the highest in Australia. For example, the strict school uniform rules, no matter you're in public school or private school, and a lot of formal rules on how we should behave when we attend any school assemblies. I just think that overall, Australia places more emphasis on people manners compared to the other two countries. And I think this country also does a great job protecting and respecting women. And Australian school often educates a lot of the students on social issues outside academic. So overall, I think Australians are or well-mannered. For United States, I think people manner can vary a lot among different regions, and the school in United States, they put in good effort into education in these areas, but compared to Australia, they do have fewer rules and formal expectation on people manner. And for United States, it has a huge and diverse population, so people manners can vary a lot depending on where they're from. For example, the attitude towards immigrants can vary a lot in West versus South part of United States. Overall, American school does a good job on educations in these areas, but people manners really depends on where they're from, their local communities, the educational background, family background, and economic status. So people manner vary a lot among United States. So how is the opportunity and potential to grow different among China, Australia, and United States? Well, there are always opportunities everywhere if you pay attention, and I just want to focus on talking about the job opportunities available in the three countries. For China, well, as a fast-growing country, China has a lot of growing opportunity as it's built more connection with the world. Although China is experiencing some economic downturn because of the real estate bubble burst, there's just still a lot of opportunities available in China, especially for foreigners. One thing you need to remember, if you want to achieve a goal or seek the opportunity in China, you gotta work hard because people there are very hardworking and competitive. And you can refer to my previous videos on the work-life balance there. Be prepared. And for Australia, Australia does have some opportunities, but it has fewer opportunities compared to the other two countries because it just doesn't have that much population. And if I feel like the life there is more chill and slow pace. If you're interested in starting a big business, probably in tech industry or consumer market, I think you should look into China and United States because they just have a bigger market and there are more financial resources for entrepreneurs. Among the three countries, I think United States has more good job opportunity and potential to grow because it has been ahead of the game in economic for a long time. And a lot of big companies, they have their headquarters in United States. I also noticed some big company, they pay the employees better in United States. For example, like the big four in United States tend to pay more than the big four in other countries. And if you're an entrepreneur, there's just a lot more financial resources for you. For example, the San Francisco Bay Area's communities, there's just more financial resources and information and opportunity for you if you're entrepreneurs. And United States also has a bigger market for consumer goods, and so if you're working in tech or finance, I think United States does have a more opportunity for you. How is the air quality different among China, Australia, and United States? Well, I would say the air quality in northern China back in 2014 to 2016 was very bad. But as the government took more action and work on the problems, the air quality in China now is actually good. And for Australia, well, Australia has the best air quality among the three countries. Just one thing you need to be aware of, they do have this broken ozone problem. So if you go out, remember to wear sunscreen. And the air quality in the United States in general is pretty good, except a few cities like Los Angeles. Every country has its own rhythms, and choosing where to live really depends on your priority list in your life. And if you like this honest comparison among the three countries from an immigrant's perspective, please give me a like or subscribe, and join me for more real story and tips about the life around the world.